evening, everyone. Welcome to... What's it? Rangers versus Hibs. I just called Kenny a big handsome bastard before we started. That's why he's all happy and everything else. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Rangers versus Hibs, Ibrox Stadium, Wednesday the 13th of May 2026. It is James Tavernier's last ever appearance at Ibrox Stadium, except it's not. This is a headline. James Tavernier is not in the Rangers team. He is not on the bench. He is not in the squad. It's now been reported online that he has walked out on the football club. We don't know why. We don't know any reasons. We are waiting for Rangers to give us those, and nothing's been said. But what we do know is James Tavernier's time at Rangers Football Club, Kenny, looks to have come to an abrupt ending early.
Very much so, and a major surprise to everybody. I don't know what it is. There's clearly been a bus stop there, but I'm going to stick with my guns, mate. I would suggest that what Danny Röhl's done is probably not put him in his starting 11. James Tavernier hasn't liked that, and the story is that he's drove out, hasn't he?
That's what's been suggested. He's not in the team lineup, and he's had a tantrum and walked out.
And people have seen him drive away from the stadium. So
he's supposed to be getting a thing off John Gregg and everything else.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's walked out in the football club. Now let's nail this as well, because
we don't know exactly what's going on.
But there has been rumours for a number of weeks that James Tavernier went behind the club's back and put out that he was leaving the club, and the club didn't want him to do it, and he put it out in his own socials and everything else. That's been going on now for quite a while. It's a story that the club have avoided, and we've been left with people asking us and everything else, and we don't know the answer to that. What we do know tonight is this has happened. James Tavernier is not in this squad. Rumours and things are going to persist on that. We're going to try and give you an answer to it at some point on this podcast, most likely the third instalment after the game, when we maybe found out more from Rangers about what's going on. But Kenny, it's like an episode of EastEnders, isn't it? Every fucking day we do something wrong.
0 days from your last nonsense meme all over day in, day out for this football club, mate. And noticeable, as you've just said to me before we come on there, that nobody from the media team's about. So it's very quiet in the media room as such. There's boys all speculating. That's what's going on. And look, if you're being honest, does James Tavernier deserve a special night? Yeah, possibly. Does he deserve to be a starter? No. So, you know, the fact that he's not in the squad at all is really disappointing, because even if he was injured, you could stick him on the bench and bring him on for 30 seconds. Do you know what I mean? So
I think the minimum James Tavernier deserves is that.
Exactly.
So what I do know is a lot of people are going to go after Danny Röhl for this. And this is going to be one of those Rangers chasms where it's 50-50 and half, don't like it, half do like it, and we're all, split down the middle, and it's just, but there'll be a lot who will not like what Danny Röhl's done tonight.
It's a PR disaster.
It is.
If you don't call this right. So this is, what are we at, about 10 past 7 or something in the moment, isn't it? So we're 45, 50 minutes away for kick-off. Between now and 10 o'clock, when this presser turns up, Rangers have to get this right. They have to be open and honest about what's happened here.
Danny Röhl needs to protect himself as well.
Yeah, he does, of course.
Danny Röhl's staying. So
he's definitely got to
James Tavernier's not staying. That's the thing. So if James Tavernier has done this, then come out and tell us.
That's exactly what I mean. Yeah. But the comms department really do have to turn around and guide the manager on this, and just say, look, be honest and frank, because you're going to get questioned about this big time tonight. Because you know as well as I do, I got a message about an hour before.
Spot on, wasn't it?
And I'd said to the guys, right, more often than he isn't. But this is a shock. I mean, it is. I mean, we've not even started to get the team lines yet, mate. But this is the big story of the evening.
Jack Butland captains Rangers tonight is Connor Barron, Yusuf Chermiti, Mohamed Diamande, Tello Asgard, Oliver Antman, Dujon Sterling, Nasser Jiga, two Romans, Emmanuel Fernandez and Mikey Moore. There is no Nico Raskin. Nico Raskin has a hamstring strain. I myself spoke to Nico the other day. That's what he told me. And again, messaged tonight to say the same thing. So I don't think there's any issues there, but that's something that could ask the manager, no problem at all. Liam Kelly, substitute goalie on the bench. Ryden Maguire, young substitute goalie. I talked about him in my solo pod today. He's also on the bench. Max Ahrens, John Suter, Andreas Skov Olsen, Jerry Gassama, Bojan Majovski, Jaden McHoma, and Tochi Chukwani is the Rangers team. For Hibs, it is Raphael Salinger, Grant Hanley, Warren O'Hara, Martin Boyle, Miguel Chawe, Jack Iredale, Jordan Obita, Daniel Barlaza, Felix Paslak, Josh Campbell, who I noticed got a couple at the weekend, Owen Elding. On the bench for them, Jordan Smith, Joe Newell, Christopher Cadden, Nicholas Cadden, Josh Mulligan, Kai Andrews, Rocky Bashiri, Dane Scarlett and Ante Suto. Referee tonight is Matthew McDermott, Ross McLeod, Dougie Potter, he'd be as well as having Harry fucking Potter. And Ross Hardy's your fourth official. I don't know who's on VAR, but it'll be somebody that's not favourable to us either. Kenny, that team, Sterling right back, Romans left back, Giga Fernandez is probably our best four. Your midfield then is Diamande, Barron and Asgard, I would imagine, Ant-Man right, Moore left, and big useless Chermiti up front all on his own. And I'd say that jokingly, Big Yusuf has done okay. He's a big battering ram at the weekend. It annoyed me after 10-15 minutes. He was running riots round Austin Trusty, and then they stopped passing him the ball and he got booked. We all know that. Listen, I don't really need to ask you about that team. It is what it is. Hibs is what it is. This is a dud game. It's not the story tonight, is it?
No, it isn't the story tonight. But the other glaring omission in that team tonight is Tochi Chukwani, who's not starting.
People are going to ask, why is there not any kids on the bench?
Yeah.
The other thing is as well, the under-19s play on Friday night, and if they win that game, they win their under-19s league. So I think maybe Scally and Glasgow and things like that are maybe not involved because of that reason. That's my only suggestion on that. But do you know what? It's a bit of a kick in the balls for Max Aarons to come on and say goodbye at Ibrox and James Tavernier, isn't it? Yeah.
However, listen, Max Aarons hasn't done anything like nearly enough to get a send off. I'm sorry, but interesting that he's decided to drop Tochi Chukwani. Tello Asgard comes in. What was it he said? Something about a lot of players had went from
grey to black.
He's obviously going to have a quick, a wee quick look over the next couple of days, or couple of games, Stevie, and see.
Ant-Man and Asgard, I think.
They're the two.
Maybe even Diamande in there to have a look at. The rest of them are more or less.
He's got decisions to make for the summer. If the stories are that, as they'd said, that as he had said at his press conference yesterday, that he's talked to the owners and he's got the full backing, then they have got major decisions to make, Stevie. They have. They've got changes to make, put it that way, before start on a rant. There's no point, but listen, there's 3 or 4 guys there at least that you'd be looking at and saying, do you want to see them here next season? It might be their last chance, Lou.
Well, I know what the answer to that is, but so we'll be back at half time and then full time, and we'll update you on everything, and we'll let you know what's being said here on EastEnders, and it could very well be fucking EastEnders with the way this football team works. Something like that. Aye. See you all soon. Half time, it's Hibs 1, Rangers 1. Martin Boyle with the opener for Hibs after 5 or 6 minutes, which was an awful goal to back post, and he volleyed it in straight at Butland. It looked, should have done better, he didn't, and then a wonderful Tello Asgard free kick equaliser, Kenny. It's been 1-1 in a game where Rangers have kind of come into it. It's slow paced, there's not a lot happening. Asgard missed a couple of chances. Chermiti, Moore, all heavily involved. A great free kick equaliser, but it's a very much end of the season.
That's exactly what it is, isn't it? It's an end of season look about it, that's for sure. Their goal, Manny Fernandez takes it and it goes Gallivant, goes in the run, loses it in the edge of the box, and it's just so easy for them to go up our right hand side. Nobody covers and steps in for Manny Fernandez, and I think you're right, you said it at the time, and I'll agree with you. I think it's just went right through Jack Butland again.
We haven't seen the replay, so we can't.
No, we can't.
It's not
really
a blame thing, but from our vantage point, it looked like it went straight through.
It's not in the corner,
almost like
that way.
Puts his leg over it to try and stop it. So.
And I mean, apart from that, I don't think Hibs have been particularly great. I think that, as you said, it's got almost like a friendly feel to a certain degree.
We probably should be ahead.
Yeah, because you've had Mikey Moore's had a chance. Tel Lascard's got 2 or 3. We've had Chimiti's had a one or
Sterling
two.
was through.
Yeah.
Chimiti hit the goalkeeper, didn't he?
We've had the decent opportunities to put crosses into the box, and I just want to see it a little bit quicker in the middle of the park, Stevie. That's kind of where I think we're. It's a season-long problem we've had. We've played far too slow, so a wee bit quicker in the second half, and I think we'll probably get the win.
The news in the other games is it's Hearts 2, Falkirk 0, and it's Motherwell 1, Celtic 1. For a long time, Motherwell led by a goal to 0. And it was looking very much like it was a Hearts title tonight. It may very well still be. We'll need to wait and see the second half. You probably expect Celtic to have an equalise to go on and win that game, and it all goes down to the last one. It'd be lovely if it didn't, because from a Rangers point of view, it doesn't really matter what goes on, but do we really want Celtic to be getting another title? Probably not. So we'll see how that goes, and most of the attention has probably been on that in the stadium. A lot of murmurings for goals and things like that, but it remains 1-1 in our game. Let's go and win our game, and the rest will take care of itself.
I think we should add that James Tavernier did come out 10 minutes before the game.
Yeah, I was going
to.
Or I can say now that I was going to. Yeah. Nobody will ever know if I was actually going to because you brought it up, but you did, yeah.
But he came out 10 minutes before, took his presentation off of John Gregg. Looked emotional, but we'll see. I've got a proper look at this at the end of this game, see what's what with it.
Yeah, we'll need to wait and see what Danny Röhl says. What we understand is that he withdrew from the squad after learning that he was on the bench, and he was to be brought on, but he withdrew. So we'll see. There's more to come from that, I think, Kenny. But one each. Rangers at half time. Let's go and try and win the second half, and then we'll see what comes of it after. See you, suppose I see you at full time. Yeah. Okay. Full time at Ibrox Stadium. Rangers 1, Hibs 2, and what really was, Kenny, a dismal show. And Hibs scoring the 89th minute. I think Scarlett scores a winner. After we give the boy the freedom, Ibrox, to dribble in and cut it across the face of goal. That was abysmal. There's nothing about this team at all. The confidence, they're not even trying. That was just end of day stuff.
Yeah, the goal we've conceded is just appalling, actually. Just really a lack of commitment and effort. I mean, somebody go at the ball. They just stand off, and the writing's on the wall. Just a few minutes before that, Manny Fernandez had done exactly the same thing. Somebody, I can't remember what Hibs player it was, running through, and he just keeps showing him in towards goal, doesn't close him down, doesn't do anything. And Jack Butland had to make a decent save, and it's really disappointing, Stevie, that you look at this. We've lost 3 in a bounce. You've come in your last game at Ibrox, and you don't create much. You don't look fully committed.
Second half was shocking.
The first half was okay. It wasn't good, but it was okay. But the second half was abject. Actually, it was pathetic. And a game where you can look at Rangers and say quite genuinely they just went through the motions. The lack of heart, the lack of hunger, the lack of determination. That's not a real Rangers team, Stevie.
No, it's not. And Danny Röhl said earlier on that he was being backed, and Andrew Cavanagh, was fully behind him. I would suggest, Kenny, that 4 defeats in a row for Rangers. I would suggest that Andrew Cavanagh's got a real problem now, because if he backs this guy, then it just doesn't look good.
I said this to you privately on the way in.
What you're going to say.
That the issue is that Danny Röhl's come out and said that he's had the conversation with the owners, with Andrew Cavanagh, at the start of the week after the defeat at the weekend, and he had their full backing. And I don't really like that, Stevie. There's still games left to play, and we're a Rangers team now that, in case anybody's unaware, in the higher echelons of this football club, we've just lost 4 games in a row when the league title was sitting there for us if we applied ourselves properly. And yeah, there's major issues with this squad, we know that. Stevie, we were a point behind getting into this. Look at this. That is an absolute disgrace, and it's just not good enough. And I don't really know how else to put that, apart from that Andrew Cavanagh, allowing, when I say allowing, and Danny Röhl saying that yesterday has put Andrew Cavanagh between a rock and a hard place, I think, because we have been reiterating this for the past 2 weeks, mate. He has a major decision to make this summer to get this club on the right path, and at this minute in time, can anybody honestly say in here or within the support that we're on the right path? Because it doesn't look like it to me.
Elsewhere tonight, Hearts win by 3-0 against Falkirk, and Celtic come from behind to beat Motherwell 3-2 with a 97th minute penalty after 5 minutes added on and a VAR check to give it. You couldn't write it, could you, really? Final score here, Hibs win the game by 2-1, no complaints for Hibs at all. Rangers were absolutely woefully dismal. We're going to go and find out what Danny Röhl has to say, but I'm a little sure that it's going to be worth listening to, because nobody really wants to hear it.
At the start of this vlog tonight, Stevie, it's like EastEnders. It's like an absolutely appalling soap opera, and it's got to end. This stuff with James Tavernier today, the nonsense with Danny Röhl, is he, isn't he, and being allowed to come out and say that stuff for this week. The body language was not right within that 11, other 15, 16 they ended up on the park today. The body language isn't right, Stevie. So there is issues within that dressing room. Of that, there is no doubt.
I'm laughing at. Final score at Ibrox, Rangers 1, Hibs 2. Just get me out of this reoccurring nightmare, that's for sure.
The Four Lads podcast is sponsored by Rhino Express, Clydeview Joinery, Athol Industrial Solutions Limited, and CSD Air Conditioning, in partnership with Black Rooster and Art of Gold. Thank you for listening to or watching the podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show.